guys, it's Sarah, and today's BookList Thursday. This is a video series I do with my friend Lindsay over at Lindsay's Little Library. And every Thursday we bring you some sort of list or book topic that we feel like talking about for the week. And this week we are going to be talking about our favorite books that have our favorite settings. So we kind of both have a certain type of setting that we really gravitate towards. Mine is a circus, carnival, something like that. If I hear that a book is set in this particular setting, I'm immediately interested in it. I love the magic. I love the trying to figure out what's real and what's not type thing with circuses. I like the acts. I like all that kind of stuff. So anything that has a circus setting, that's a buzzword for me. So these are some of my favorites that I've read. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I have read this book twice, and I loved it twice. I absolutely love this book. And this one follows a circus that travels around. It's only at night, and you never know where it's going to pop up. It's always like a big surprise. There is also a little element of a competition in this circus, which I absolutely love. So two of the main acts have actually been pitted against each other by their prospective ancestors, I guess you could say. And it's this like centuries long competition type thing. And it's actually a competition to the death between these two people. However, we're going to go a little bit Romeo and Juliet on it. And these two main characters are actually going to fall in love. It's fantastic, you guys. I absolutely love this book. It was so magical, and just the way that everything was described was so beautiful. I absolutely loved it. The next one I really loved was Caraball, and this is by Stephanie Garber. This is actually a trilogy. Caraball is the first book, and this one is, again, a traveling carnival, and it's something that is very exclusive. You have to have an invitation in order to get in, and the cool thing about this carnival is that it's interactive, so you can choose to either be a participant in it, where you are going on this hunt to try to figure out this mystery, and you're part of it almost. And then you can also choose to be a spectator, where you are in the audience, you are watching other people try to figure these things out. Now, the cool thing about this is that you don't know what's real and what's not, because there is magic everywhere, and you're aware that there's magic. So you're left trying to figure out, I'm talking to a person. Is this actually a person, or is this a different person? Or is it someone, that is real, or is it someone who's an actor in this, and you don't really know? So it's really cool that way. And then our main characters are Scarlett and Donatella, and at this Caraball, Donatella goes missing, and so Scarlett is trying to figure out if this is part of the show or if her sister is really missing. And she's like, do I need to save my sister's life, or is this part of it? And I'm just trying to figure it out, and she's completely safe. So she's not sure. I loved this book so much. I thought it was fantastic, very magical. I could vividly see everything that was happening. It was gorgeous. The next one is A Life She Was Given by Ellen Marie Wiseman. This is a heartbreaking book, actually, because in this one, our main character is born and she is albino. And this takes place in the early 1900s. This is not something that is recognized, and it is something that her parents are ashamed of. They think something's wrong with her. Because of this, her mother gets so desperate that she sells her to a circus. Sells her child to a circus. Okay. Heartbreak number one, right? And not only is she sold to the circus, she's sold to this circus this man who runs the circus is so terrible. Heartbreak number two. So she's not treated well in the circus environment. However, she stays there. She grows up there. She makes friends there. She falls in love. And there is this scene in this book that I can still picture in my head. It involves elephants and water, and it was so gorgeous. It was such a gorgeous scene. It's one of the most beautiful scenes I've ever read, and I absolutely loved it. So definitely one of my favorites. That's a book that I would read again. It was fantastic. Loved it. The next one is The Castaways, and this is by Jessica Fleck. So this one's a little, there is a carnival that is involved, but that's not the main setting of the book. So hear me out. It's a little bit more of a stretch, but this one follows a girl in high school. She is being bullied very badly by a group of girls. And there is this fall carnival that happens in their town every year. It's in a cornfield. It's a huge, big carnival type thing. So she's there. The girls who are bullying her are there. And then they get into this altercation where the girls are chasing her into the cornfield, or she's escaping into the cornfield to get away from these girls because they're chasing her. She accidentally trips and falls into a portal and ends up on a deserted island, but there's actually other teenagers there. Now, this has kind of been compared to like Lord of the Flies, which I haven't read yet, but like deserted island teenagers, survival, that type of thing. So I think it's a little bit of a take on that. And I really enjoyed it. It was kind of a surprise for me like I'd never heard of it before I read it, and I really enjoyed it a lot. And it does involve a carnival. Like that's kind of where everything kind of sets off, even though it's not the main plot point of the book, but it's still there. So I'm counting it. And the last one is probably my favorite, and that is Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. This is the first book that I read that takes place in a circus that I remember. And I read it for book club a while ago, like a very, very before my 13-year-old was born book club. And before reading that book, I would have never thought a book that takes place in 1920s in a circus would be something that appealed to me. But oh my gosh, I loved it so much. So much. It's one of my favorite books of all time. I've read it twice. I will read it again. It was just absolutely stunning. The way that the circus is described, the way that it was written was fantastic. I remember the second time I picked it up, I was like, well, I'm going to read this again and see if it like holds up, basically. And just the first opening scene, yep, it holds up. This is why I love this book so much. Just the opening scene of it was so great. And so you follow a young boy who runs away to join the circus, basically. And he gets there, discovers his love for the animals and the elephants in particular. And he discovers that the elephant trainer is abusing the elephants. And so he is working to get rid of him so that the elephants can be well cared for. He inserts himself to be able to take care of the elephants so that they get some love. And all the while he's trying to get this other guy out, right? Meanwhile, he's also falling in love with the man's wife who rides the elephants. She's part of the elephant act. So yeah, it was great. And this one was also adapted into a really, really good movie with Reese Witherspoon and Robert Pattinson. The movie is fantastic as well. Like both of them are great. So I recommend on both of those for me. Okay, guys, those are 5 books that I have read that have circus or carnival settings that I absolutely loved. Please let me know down below if you guys have any other recommendations for me. I have quite a few books on my shelves that have circus themes or that are set in circuses or carnivals or something. I just haven't read them yet, but leave me down below your suggestions. So I want to know what you would recommend to me as someone who loves circus books and carnival settings and stuff. Let me know what you would recommend to me to read with that setting. I really want to know that. Maybe there's some that I don't realize have circus settings. That could be fun. So yeah, but let me know all your suggestions down below, and make sure you go check out Lindsey today and see what her favorite setting is and what her favorite books with those settings are. I'm excited to see that too. All right. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you again soon.